Can I really figure out whether Holly Madison and Kendra Wilkinson's friendship is beyond repair? The story behind their relationship has fascinated fans for years, and even now, people continue to debate what truly happened between two women who once seemed inseparable on television. For anyone who watched The Girls Next Door during its peak popularity, Holly Madison and Kendra Wilkinson were familiar faces. Along with Bridget Marquardt, they became household names through the reality series that followed their lives inside the Playboy Mansion. Week after week, viewers tuned in to watch their adventures, celebrations, and daily routines, creating the impression that the women shared a genuine friendship. The show presented a glamorous world that seemed exciting and carefree. Fans saw laughter, inside jokes, and moments of support between the women. Holly was often portrayed as organized and serious, while Kendra brought a playful and energetic personality to the group. Their contrasting personalities appeared to complement each other, making them one of reality television's most memorable casts. At the time, few viewers imagined that years later, Holly and Kendra would find themselves involved in one of the most public celebrity friendship feuds in reality television history. Yet that is exactly what happened. To understand how things reached this point, it's important to look at what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. Once The Girls Next Door ended, both women began pursuing separate paths. Holly focused on new television projects, writing, and building a career outside the Playboy brand. Kendra also launched her own reality television ventures, and worked to establish her identity beyond the mansion. As they moved forward with their lives, it became increasingly clear that they viewed their shared experiences differently. The first major signs of tension emerged when Holly began speaking more openly about her time at the Playboy Mansion. While many people remembered that period as glamorous and exciting, Holly described a much more complicated reality. She suggested that life behind the scenes was often difficult and emotionally challenging. These comments surprised many fans, because they contrasted sharply with the image that had been presented on television. While some people appreciated Holly's honesty, others questioned why she was speaking negatively about experiences that had once seemed positive. The situation escalated significantly when Holly released her memoir, Down the Rabbit Hole. The book quickly attracted attention, because it offered an inside look at life inside the Playboy Mansion, and included details that had never been publicly discussed before. Readers were fascinated by Holly's candid descriptions of her experiences. She spoke about feeling controlled, isolated, and unhappy during certain periods of her life. The memoir painted a picture that differed dramatically from the glamorous image many viewers remembered from television. However, it wasn't only Hugh Hefner who became a topic of discussion in the book. Holly also shared her opinions about some of the people she lived with, including Kendra Wilkinson. Those comments became one of the most controversial aspects of the memoir. Kendra did not respond positively to what she read. She publicly expressed disappointment and frustration, making it clear that she disagreed with several of Holly's statements. According to Kendra, she felt blindsided by the comments, and questioned why Holly had chosen to discuss certain issues publicly. Almost immediately, entertainment news outlets began covering the disagreement. Headlines highlighted the growing tension, and fans eagerly followed every new development. Kendra argued that her memories of their time together were very different from Holly's. While Holly focused on negative experiences, Kendra often spoke about positive opportunities and enjoyable moments. She suggested that Holly's portrayal did not accurately reflect the reality she remembered. Holly, meanwhile, stood by her account. She explained that the memoir reflected her personal experiences and emotions. From her perspective, she was simply telling her truth. She maintained that people can experience the same environment in completely different ways, and she believed her story deserved to be told. This disagreement revealed a deeper issue that would continue to fuel the feud for years. At its core, the conflict was not simply about specific incidents. It was about competing versions of the past. Both women had lived through the same events, yet they interpreted those events very differently. Neither appeared willing to accept the other's perspective as equally valid. As the public debate intensified, social media became another battleground. Fans analyzed interviews, shared opinions, and debated who was telling the truth. Supporters of Holly argued that she had every right to discuss her experiences honestly, regardless of whether others agreed. Supporters of Kendra felt she was being unfairly criticized and portrayed negatively. The result was a deeply divided fan base. Every interview seemed to create new headlines. Every statement generated fresh reactions. What might have remained a private disagreement instead became a public spectacle that lasted for years. One particularly interesting aspect of the feud was how differently each woman described their friendship itself. Holly occasionally suggested that the friendship seen on television may not have been as close as viewers believed. Some of her comments implied that the relationships inside the mansion were more complicated than what appeared on screen. Kendra disagreed with that characterization. She often spoke as though she genuinely believed they had shared a meaningful friendship, and expressed disappointment that Holly seemed to view things differently. For Kendra, some of Holly's statements felt like a betrayal. This difference in perception only made reconciliation more difficult. Trust began to erode further as additional interviews were released. Each woman responded to comments made by the other, creating a cycle that kept the feud alive. Years after the initial controversy, the conflict resurfaced once again during discussions surrounding documentaries and television specials focused on Playboy and Hugh Hefner. As former residents shared their stories, old wounds reopened. Holly continued discussing challenges she faced during her years at the mansion. Kendra, meanwhile, maintained that her own experience had been different. She repeatedly emphasized that she preferred to focus on positive memories, rather than revisiting painful conflicts. Their contrasting perspectives once again became a major topic of conversation among fans and media outlets. Some observers believe that the feud reflects a broader issue, involving memory and personal experience. Psychologists often point out that two people can witness the same event and remember it differently years later. Personal emotions, circumstances, and later experiences can influence how memories are interpreted. In Holly and Kendra's case, this may be especially true. While Holly's reflections often emphasize emotional struggles and personal challenges, Kendra's recollections frequently focus on opportunities, friendships, and positive outcomes. Neither perspective necessarily cancels out the other. Instead, they may simply represent different realities experienced by different individuals. Unfortunately, understanding that possibility does not automatically repair damaged relationships. By the time years of interviews, public comments, and media coverage had accumulated, the friendship appeared severely strained. Hurt feelings had grown deeper, and public scrutiny made reconciliation increasingly difficult. Many fans continue hoping that one day the two women will sit down together and have an honest conversation away from cameras and headlines. Such a conversation could potentially help them understand each other's viewpoints more clearly. However, public statements over the years suggest that rebuilding trust would not be easy. The emotional impact of the feud has been significant for both women. Their names remain linked not only to the girls next door, but also to one of reality television's most famous friendship breakdowns. Even now, whenever either woman discusses her past, media outlets often revisit the conflict. The feud has become part of their public narrative. What makes the story so compelling is that it involves themes many people can relate to. Friendships change. Misunderstandings occur. People grow apart. Sometimes individuals who once shared important experiences eventually see those experiences in completely different ways. In that sense, Holly and Kendra's story is about much more than celebrity drama. It's about memory, perspective, trust, and the challenges of maintaining relationships under extraordinary circumstances. Looking back, it's difficult to identify a single moment that caused everything to fall apart. Instead, the falling out appears to have resulted from years of unresolved disagreements, conflicting interpretations, and growing resentment. The memoir may have acted as a catalyst, but the underlying issues likely existed long before its publication. As the years passed, opportunities to repair the friendship became fewer. Public disagreements replaced private conversations, and media coverage amplified every conflict. Today, the relationship appears distant at best. While neither woman seems eager to continue actively fueling the feud, neither has indicated that a full reconciliation is likely in the immediate future. That leaves fans with an enduring mystery. Were Holly Madison and Kendra Wilkinson ever truly as close as television suggested? Did fame and public scrutiny destroy a genuine friendship? Or were the cracks present all along, hidden behind the carefully edited image presented on reality television? The truth may lie somewhere in the middle. What is clear is that their story continues to capture public attention, because it combines celebrity culture, personal conflict, and emotional complexity. It reminds us that reality television often shows only part of the picture. Behind every public friendship is a private reality that viewers may never fully understand. Whether Holly and Kendra eventually reconcile, or remain distant forever, their story remains one of the most fascinating friendship sagas in reality television history. Their journey from close companions to public rivals serves as a powerful reminder that even relationships that appear strong from the outside can face challenges that ultimately change everything. For now, the question remains unanswered. Can Holly Madison and Kendra Wilkinson ever rebuild the trust that was lost, or has too much happened over the years? Only they truly know the answer. Until that day comes, fans will continue debating, discussing, and wondering what really happened behind the scenes of one of reality television's most unforgettable friendships. What do you think? Is there still hope for reconciliation, or is this friendship gone forever? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more celebrity stories, entertainment news, and deep dives into Hollywood's biggest headlines. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.